Cheers! Welcome, my friends, to the channel that will change your life. Maybe that's a bit of an overstatement, but not without reason. My job today is to tell you what Keto Cubers is all about. Now, that might not be super easy, because I do consider myself a Vata, aka I change my mind a lot, and hence the content on this channel might also seem fairly unpredictable. Don't worry, there's not going to be any more dasha woo-woo talk in this video. That being said, the content on my social media, my health coaching services, the educational articles on Medium that I write, all of it is fueled by my mental and physical transformation. Now, transformation is just a fancy word that people like to use. Basically what it is just me losing 90 pounds, getting my mental health back on track, things like that. So there are three main things that led to this transformation, and let's just jump into it. So the content that you see on this channel is based on these three things. So the first one is mixed martial arts, and that story is quite interesting because they have shaped me as a human being. I do think so, both physically and mentally, the way I am today. So I started martial arts a couple of years ago when I joined uni, and that story is a bit unique on its own, because when I went to uni, first I joined judo because as a kid I used to do judo for a couple of years, and I thought, why not join that club? It's probably gonna be fun just to keep me out, just to keep me in reasonable shape. And guess what happened in the very first practice? Me trying to, I don't know, compensate, pretend that I was better than the others because I had some practice at judo. I tore my right knee. I tore my ACL, my meniscus, and I think that's as far as it goes. But yeah, I tore my knee completely. And I've never had a single injury while doing judo, which was preposterous. It seemed really weird for me to get an injury like that. And yeah, I mean, for a couple of weeks, obviously, like I was limping, maybe even more. Everybody was like, I didn't know that I tore my knee. Like I've never had an injury as severe, so I had no idea what had happened. But I mean, I had an idea that something was off. Once I stopped limping, and I was like, I guess I can get back to sports. But I was like, I wanted to do something martial arts related because I truly enjoyed watching them and observing them, but from a distance. I was always sort of afraid of them, especially MMA, and judo seemed like one of the safer options. Yeah, who knows that it would lead me to one of the most devastating injuries that I've had so far. But yeah, so I thought, I want to do something martial arts related, but obviously judo is way too dangerous, so where should I go next? And yeah, I just found out that there was a mixed martial arts gym in the small town that I was studying in, and I just went there. I think the first session that I went to was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that was amazing. Like, I never knew how much more fun it can be to do Jiu-Jitsu and practice martial arts without a gi. So much more freeing, so much more sort of creativity enhancing, and just made it much more fun, a lot more fun. And yeah, I just got hooked. I practiced had like 4 times I went to MMA without me having a torn knee. Basically, all of my MMA practice was with me being in a compromised state. But yeah, the MMA was super fun. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, that gave me a huge confidence boost. I wasn't feeling like I was exercising. I was just having a good time, and that started sort of shaping me into the person that I am today. mentally and physically. I was losing fat, I was gaining muscle mass. And yeah, because I wanted to get as good as I possibly can at MMA, I also started working out at the gym. So both fueled each other. And yeah, it did so much for me. On one hand, it gave me confidence because I never knew it was possible at doing these combinations, frozen and whatnot. On the other hand, it also kind of humbled me, which is an awesome feeling. Like when you do jiu-jitsu or not so much striking arts, but especially grappling arts, like you're not gonna win all the time. You are gonna win and you are gonna lose clearly. Like when even if you just a beginner, you're gonna lose more often than not. And that's humbling, but also like the creativity aspect, the freeness, the freedom that it gave me, like that was substantial. And yeah, as I said, I was always afraid of mixed martial arts. But once I tried it, and I felt like all the time that I would really enjoy it, but for some reason, like it just seemed too dangerous, perhaps. And that's when I became truly a fan of the sport. I started watching it nonstop, trying to learn, trying to implement new techniques, asking questions all the time. And yeah, that sort of developed this curiosity that I still have for not only martial arts, for other things, just trying to learn, just yeah, just seeing this new aspect of my life develop was extremely, extremely enticing. And yeah, that's my journey with MMA. So yeah, as I said, I did tear my knee, and I was training MMA with a torn knee. And once I ended my first year at uni, I went back home. I still did some MMA. I obviously had the surgery because yeah, I'm not dumb. I'm gonna have the surgery. I had the surgery, and I don't know if there's another person who rehabbed more thoroughly than I did. Probably there are professional athletes who care about their rehabilitation and even more than I did. But still, like every single day, that's all I was thinking about. Doing various exercises, seeing. To be fair, my nutrition wasn't completely on point, but besides nutrition, everything like all the therapies and everything was extremely important for me. I wanted to rehab it as best as I could. So 6 months later, once I do return to uni, I started going to MMA again. And literally, 4 sessions later, I tear my other knee, my left knee, which is currently torn right now. And I feel like even the doctor that I went to also thinks that it's a more severe injury, and it obviously felt that way, which was devastating. I mean, because every single thing that I do, I'll be honest, whatever I start, I feel like, all right, how do I become a professional at this? How do I make money from this? And now that was the same thing with MMA, and obviously maybe it's for the better because I wouldn't have become a professional athlete. There's like zero chance that would have happened. So that did humble me in a way. And yeah, so right now I'm with one torn knee, but still the experience, the mental aspects that it gained, and I'm still staying a fan. I'm still enjoying the sport. I still like watching the fights, predicting the fights, analyzing them, putting this content onto YouTube, and that's still exciting. And as much as I can, I still try to train a little bit, go to MMA once in a while. I hurt my knee more, and then I have to take another break. I'm gonna have the surgery soon. Who knows what I'll do afterwards, because clearly my knee genetics aren't the best, but what can I do? Yeah, no clue. I mean, to be fair, like my nutrition wasn't the best once when I was rehabilitating, rehabbing my knee. I think that's a more appropriate word. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's just my knee genetics or yeah, I'm just unlucky. So that's the first part, and 1/3 of the content that you're gonna see on this channel. Second one is keto related and also intermittent fasting related. That was another huge shift in my sort of mental and physical state, was me finding nutrition valuable and getting sort of believing in nutrition again. Because as a kid, like, I was always overweight. I was always I don't know if you would call it severely overweight, but I was extremely overweight. And I did mess around with nutrition. I mean, I was trying to eat the foods that slim people around me were eating. And that did not help, even though I was exercising and doing everything. So once I got in love with sports, I found out that nutrition isn't just, something to laugh about. So I started reading on it. I started, reading academic journals was extremely interesting for me for some reason. And I feel like one of the first things that sort of hooked me into nutrition was actually a Joe Rogan's podcast where he had Jordan Peterson, where he was talking about the carnivore diet, which is basically my diet right now, except for the cheat days or whatever. But yeah, so that's when I'm like, so maybe there's something to it. And then he had Dom D'Agostino on, and yeah, just I started hearing more from personal people's experiences and online people and experts talking about this diet. And that was tremendous for me, both physically and mentally. Even so, mentally, I would say. It made me lose weight. As I said, brought back faith in nutrition, and yeah, just got me hooked into researching this stuff and watching experts such as Dom D'Agostino. And that is also an interesting, that's going to be a huge part of this channel. It already has been. The podcast that I do is more often than not with nutrition experts. And the weird thing about it is that I might have chosen this path earlier if my parents weren't doctors, because that's who they were. And I sort of was like, I mean, I'm not going to do the same thing that my parents are doing. So the sort of rebel nature in me made me choose another path, made me choose to study film studies. That's not what I wanted to do. So apparently I much more enjoy doing this stuff, reading this stuff, and this is the future of Keto Cubist. So this is the other 2/3 of the channel. It's going to be keto and intermittent fasting related. Obviously hugely important topics, hugely relevant, and especially in the midst of this obesity and despair epidemic that we're currently in. And yeah, so the third thing that I would say is just taking a leap of faith and just moving out, because that's what I had to do to go study. I moved to a different part of the world, at least that's what it seemed like. And I moved into a small town, met new people, had amazing experiences, and that's where it all started with the keto, with the MMA and everything. And that was super powerful. I never knew how positive people can be, because I wasn't around the most positive people back in my hometown. And I honestly just started enjoying my life, which was amazing. I started enjoying my life, started believing in nutrition, exercise, and everything else, and became much more confident. And it was really fun coming back to my country, to Lithuania, where I'm from, and just seeing people's reactions. Like, are you the same guy? Because yeah, like, both physically, I was way fatter and way more fat, and mentally, I wasn't in a perfect place, I would say. So yeah, judging from the things that molded me into the human being that I am today, you can expect this type of content on my channel. So one part, it's going to be MMA related, I've created the most awesome, the playlist with the coolest name, and Paralysis by MMA Analysis. Could be just me, but I really enjoy that title. And yeah, where I put all my thoughts about upcoming events, my fight analysis videos, predictions, and as you can see from a couple of videos, I'm kind of the new Mystic Mac. I'm Mystic Cubist. That's sort of the new name. That might be the new name of my channel. But yeah, so that's where I put all my thoughts about MMA. And the second, I'm in charge of the Keto Cubist podcast. That's it has two versions. One where I interview everyone. That's either nutrition related, sports related, or anything else. Just people that I find interesting, that done cool shit in their lives, and that I think you would find value in hearing their experiences. And I'm just curious. I just want to talk with them, and I don't mind putting it online, and that's all the better. And I also have an MMA talk podcast where I do sort of deep dives into certain MMA events. Sometimes I have fighters on, sometimes I just have my friends on, and yeah, we just talk all things MMA. And both of these things I'm super excited about. I really enjoy doing this stuff. I've never been this sort of excited about the stuff that I do. So the goal of this channel is to combine all these things and show you how you can live an awesome life, how a low-carb lifestyle can enhance your other activities, mood, physique, etc., etc. With all that being said, I'm still brand new at this, and I'm getting better at speaking, and you might see me evolve and not jump from one point to another. It will hopefully be easier for you to understand what I'm trying to say. And if I do save enough money, then you might even see better equipment, better camera, not as shitty cheapest mic that I could find. So if you are so kind as to become a patron, donate, buy the merch that I have, that will directly lead to better equipment, better microphone, better camera, better content in the end. And that's extremely exciting. I mean, I'm willing to make this content with whatever camera, microphone, and whatnot, but it is more exciting if you enjoy the content more and it's more understandable. And obviously, a better microphone would definitely enhance your experience as well as mine. So if you have any questions about what it is that I do, don't hesitate and leave them in the comment section down below. I love interacting with you guys. That's what fuels my day. And follow Keto Cubist on social media. Do all that good stuff. I see you later. Bye, folks. Bye, Keto Cubers. I'm still working on that one.